Good morning. So you joined me on day 4. I'm here at Marmaduke's. Just had a little poached egg, sourdough, flat white in a water. Absolutely sensational. It's just so convenient. It's 10 seconds walk away from the crucible. To be fair, the poached egg isn't too unhealthy. One of the better ones you can have. Oh, excuse me. So started the day off very well. So today, more onto the action. So I'm seeing Judd Trump in the morning against Gary Wilson, and then in the afternoon I'm seeing Wu Yiza against Li Paifan, which is 8-1 to Wu Yiza at the moment. More on that in a second. And then in the evening I'm seeing the concluding session of Judd Trump against Gary Wilson. So I actually managed to do it right this time, rather than yesterday, which was a bit of a disaster. So yeah, Judd Trump, Gary Wilson, how do I see that going? Well, frankly, you know what level Trump's going to come up with. He's kind of pretty much excellent or higher at all times. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on which Gary Wilson turns up. Is it the Gary Wilson that's going to, believe in himself, try his arse off? He's got the game to beat Judd, absolutely no question. He's got the game to beat Judd. Whether he believes he can beat Judd is another matter. I mean, I've seen him play sessions where he plays great and then he comes off being really hard on himself, a bit like Ronnie O'Sullivan sometimes. They're just like, Gary, come on, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see which Gary Wilson turns up. I think that's more of a question, really. So I'll have that to look forward to. I'm hoping that Gary can make a fist of it in the first session, otherwise it could be a very early night. This afternoon I'm seeing Wu Yiza against Li Paifan, as mentioned. It's 8-1 to Wu Yiza. On the other side is the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan. He's playing He Gong Kiang. I really have trouble saying that name. It's a bit of a tongue twister for me. So what I'm hoping Wu Yiza polishes Li Paifan off rather quickly, which I think might happen, to be honest. At 8-1, it's not going to be that long, I don't think, and I think most of the crowd will be hoping that the divider goes up pretty sharpish so we can get as much of the Rocket as possible. So we'll have to see what happens there. No doubt Li Paifan will have the session from the gods and come back to make it 8-all or something like that, which, to be fair, would be pretty remarkable. We'll have to see on that front. Yeah, so looking forward to today. I'm delighted in the fact that I've got the last session of Ronnie O'Sullivan tomorrow guaranteed, so that'll be good. And yeah, I think if I was to go for a score predictions today, I'd say 10-4 Judd. And I think Ronnie will be leading 6-3 overnight. So we'll see how that pans out. I'm just about to nip around to the players' entrance to try and get a few more signatures. I've heard that Ronnie doesn't stop for signatures and selfies. I mean, I have sympathy on one hand, because if he stops for one, he's probably got to stop for about sort of 200 people. But to not do any is pretty poor. I've not seen anyone do none so far. Ali Carter was the most brisk in terms of getting in. He signed about half a dozen programs and then just ran in, basically. He completely ignored me, as expected, to be fair. He's quite a sort of a grumpy man, I think. John Parrott, he kind of blanked me as well, but he did preface it by the fact that he said he's very late for commentary, so I'll let him off, and I'm sure I can get the Parrott as we go on. So yeah, hopefully I get a few more signatures today. The cases, as you probably saw by yesterday's video, I put a little picture of the signatures I've got so far on my case. As you can see, it's a pretty big case, so plenty of room for others. Hopefully I get a few more today. Cool. All right, well, I'm going to shoot, because I'm going to nip round to the players' entrance as soon as possible, try and maximise the chances. And yeah, I'll speak to you in between the morning and afternoon session. Nice one. Over and out. Good afternoon. So you join me in between morning and afternoon sessions. I've just watched Judd Trump against Gary Wilson. Really interesting session. It's going to be an absolute belter tonight. I think Wilson was electric. He went 4-1 up. Judd was playing quite poorly, but Gary was quite hitting the ball immaculately. Not really much he could do, Judd, really, other than he did make a few mistakes. I think the turning point was, the obvious turning point was frame 7, where Judd got a snooker, a 4-point foul back. And yeah, I mean, after quite a lot of toing and throwing, cleared up to make it 4-3 instead of 5-2. I would say that seemed to not stuffing out of Gary, but I don't think he's played at all badly. In fact, I barely made a mistake in the first session. Just Judd had a lot of run of the ball, a few flukes in there, and you know, to be fair to him, he hit some good breaks in. But Gary will be bitterly disappointed to be losing that 5-4. You know, yeah, I mean, considering you're 4-1 up, to go 5-4 down to the world number 1 must be a bit of pill to swallow. But if he believes in himself, he can win tonight. There's no question of that. He's certainly playing well enough. Just needs to go out with that positive mindset again. We've had 8 out of 8 seeds win so far, which is pretty unprecedented. Not a single qualifier through. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens on that front. But seed's pretty strong this year. So yeah, this afternoon, Wu User against Lee Pai Fan. I didn't see any of that first session, but looks like Wu User's well played really well to go 8-1 up. I really just want that over as soon as possible so I can watch Ronnie O'Sullivan in all his glory. Yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping for no comeback from Pai Fan, but from 8-1 down, you know, you'll do well to force a mid-session, never mind anything else. On signature watch, I got Judd Trump's and Gary Wilson's this morning before they went in, and I've also got Ken Doherty's and who else did I get? Oh, I got Mark Selby just in between morning and afternoon. I popped round there, and he fortunately was there signing and taking photos. O'Sullivan turned up about 5 minutes later, walked straight in without signing, without taking photos. He's a genius, but I think it's really poor how he treats the fans. It really sticks in my mouth. You know, I know he can't sign everyone and he can't take photos with everyone, but he could have stayed there for a minute. It wouldn't kill him. Sport's given him a lot, given him, you know, a millionaire's privileges, and you know, I just think it's a small price to pay, as evidenced by a lot of the other players that stick around and take photos. They don't have to. They probably don't want to, but they do it. Why should O'Sullivan be exalted so much? Having said that, I do want him to progress in the tournament. Really have a love-hate relationship with O'Sullivan, because inside a snooker hall when he's playing snooker, he's an absolute genius and he's a pleasure to watch, but I really find him quite a reprehensible human being at times. I will be shouting for him, hypocrite warning, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. I mean, he's come into it prepared well. John Higgins in the second round, so he probably needs a good performance behind him to take into that. Higgins played very well against Carter. So yeah, we'll see what happens, and yeah, hoping for another cracking afternoon sesh. I'll check in with you in between afternoon and evening, and yeah, speak to you in a bit. Over and out. Good evening. This is going to have to be an extremely quick video because I've lost track of time. Had a little piccolinos for dinner. It was exceptional. Had a little pina colada. Sort of grilled chicken, pasta and cheese sauce. Absolutely exceptional. The best meal I've had in days. Really enjoyed it. I saw John Higgins in there. He wandered in just as I was leaving, so mixing with Higgins. Now I am going in for the evening sesh. We've got Judd Trump, Gary Wilson. I think that Trump will win, but I hope I'm wrong. I really hope Gary Wilson knocks him out. I thought he was so unlucky this morning. I felt gutted for him, to be fair. And, you know, he just needs to play like that again, and he's got half a chance. And someone needs to be telling him that, you know, that's close to him. Just try and play like that again. You've got every chance of beating him. I really hope we see the first shot tonight in Sheffield. Cool. Anyway, I will sign off because this is a quick one. I'll do another video before I go to sleep, summing up the game. Really looking forward to this one. Could be an absolute belter. Nice one. Cool. I'll speak to you in a bit. Over and out. Evening all. We've just seen match of the tournament. Sean Murphy, Fan Shanky. I don't even know how to describe that one. Absolutely unbelievable. Twists and turns aplenty. So yeah, I'll recap you from the start of the night. Quite tired because it finished very late. So I was going to watch Judd Trump, Gary Wilson. That was on my side of the arena. As I've sort of documented over the day, I was hoping Wilson would come out sort of still with a positive mindset, and I think he lost his discipline a little bit. Judd basically started playing like he could, and Gary lost his way a little bit. He was 8-5 down by the mid-sesh, and you know, he only won one frame. Really quite sad considering the first session. I thought he was incredibly unlucky. He's an amazing player, Gary Wilson. I love the way he break builds. Just so reminds me of Mark Williams, like he's a real sort of, he doesn't power things. It's all very smooth and lovely and velvety. So yeah, gutted to see him go. He's I love his, like, I actually got his signature before he went in this morning. And such a lovely fella, like, really affable, you know, Geordie. Had time for everyone. I'll get onto signatures in a minute. But yeah, so gutted he went out. But yeah, the divider came up when it was 7-all. And it Murphy just kind of led by one all the way. And, you know, Fan was never in front of the match, incredibly, and it went to 9-all. Both players had their chances. Fan went for quite a low percentage, in my opinion, middle pocket pot, and didn't quite get it. Hit the jaw of the pocket, came out. And Murphy produced, I mean, he went to the well to clear up. Like, the shot to develop the two rods on the cushion was, I mean, it was just done with such forthrightness. I know from my own dealings at snooker, if I'd have been playing that shot, it would have been weak, ineffective, and I would have got it all wrong. He developed them absolutely perfectly and then just proceeded to clear right down to the pink. Gave it the full beans with the fist pumps after. I was loving that. Fully justified. I mean, you know, how many more world championships has the bloke got? He's probably put in loads and loads of practice. Clearly he's taking it seriously with the lack of punditry duties this year. Probably desperate to get through, and he's done it. And we've got another seed through, so far every single seed has won. Which is apparently, I read on Twitter this afternoon that only twice have 15 out of 16 of the seeds won. So it's never happened that all of them have won. And that happened in 1983 and 1993, so bloody long time ago. to see all 16 seeds win would be something. I almost want it to happen now. Just to see it happen. It's like, I like to see things that have never happened happen. I think most people do. So in terms of tomorrow, frankly, all I know is I'm watching Ronnie O'Sullivan in the afternoon. I think I'm watching Selby Jack Jones morning and evening. I think I'll have to check that for the morning video, because frankly I am absolutely done in. Yeah, energy levels are waning. I did have, as I mentioned on the extremely quick video earlier, I did have a quick Piccolino's meal, which was exceptional. But yeah, I mean, put it this way, Thursday morning, I am going to be having the mother of all lions. I just can't. One more day of this and a little bit of respite. I think round 2 starts on Thursday, so we're getting into the really big boys. Can't wait for that. Cool. Anyway, well, I'm probably talking absolute garbled nonsense at the moment because I'm absolutely shattered. So I will leave this video here and speak to you all in the morning before I go in with my thoughts on the game. Cool. Nice one. Over and out.